Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there. Been a little bit tired lately, but that has nothing to do with you. I just want to start by saying thank you for hopping onto this video and listening to me talk about selling options. One of my favorite topics right now, and has been one of my favorite topics to talk about for the last year or so, when I've been using selling options to try to generate an extra income stream. And we've had some ups and downs along the way, but I think I've learned as I've went, and hopefully you can learn from my mistakes too. And if I do something right for a change, you can learn from that as well. All of the previous videos for the last year or so are on this channel. If you don't believe me, you can go see where we started and where we are now. Also, if at any point through this video you're like, I'd love to learn more on selling options, I don't know where to start, I do have a course. I try to make it super affordable. It's linked down below and well worth your time. And if you decide to sell options in the future, you can make this back pretty quickly. As of the market as a whole, tech stocks are down. The market is primarily down. And this morning when I saw the market was down before open, I reminded myself sometimes it's okay to just sit back and let things happen, because there's something going on in my brain where I always have to make a trade every single day. It's like a habit of mine. And every now and then I just need to remind myself that it's okay if I just do nothing all day and I let things play out. I let some of the options I sell play out and just see where they go. As of right now, the portfolio after hours is sitting at $171,000 for the week, though. We're down about 5,200. And it's also easy to panic when we have a broad market sell off if you sell puts. However, if you sell calls, you might be pretty happy about this. And luckily for me, I do a little bit of both, as we see here on the right. I've sold some Robinhood calls, I've sold HIMS calls, I've sold SoFi puts. It's really all over the board. But guys, I just downloaded today's statement on Robinhood, and if you sell options on Robinhood and you want to see quickly how much you make from selling options, go ahead and create your own statement. You can make it for any time span that you want. I only made this one's for today. And head over to my website on selloptions.net. I created this initially because I used to manually track all of the trades that I made, and it took a lot of time, and I was getting things wrong pretty often. So instead, I created this. It reads my statement, and it instantly tells me how much I made. So let's see how much I made today by uploading today's statement. And ironically, I know how I just talked about how you can go a day without trading, and that was initially my thought at the beginning of the day. Of course, that wasn't ending up to be the case. I actually sold some options today. I apparently made 15 trades, which I don't even remember how I was able to do that. Looks like I bought to close. I remember this was 2 puts that I sold on Opendoor. I went ahead and bought to close them, waiting to see if I could sell another one instead. And then I ended up rolling a Robinhood put that I sold, and I also sold some options on SoFi and HIMS. In total, how much premium I kept and what hit my account and I can do whatever I want with was $248. And one of those trades was actually this $21 put that I sold on SoFi more towards the beginning of the day when SoFi was down more than it was closer to close. You can see initially 7 hours ago I sold this and I made $22 in premium. This expires this Friday. And as long as SoFi stays above $21, I don't risk having to buy 100 shares. And even if it did, I'd be okay with that. And if I were to buy to close this right now, I would recoup $14 total of the premium I was initially given. And I know I sold this in the past, but let's go ahead and calculate how much I actually made from selling this one put. And so if we head back over to my website, not only can you upload a statement and see instantly how much you made from selling options, but I also have some calculators on here. And one is this options selling calculator. And here we can enter information about that put that I sold and see what's the actual true ROI of selling this put. So the expiration date is the 22nd, this Friday. The premium that I got was 22 cents per share. If we go back, we can see that here in the average credit. Strike price was $21. I only sold one contract of this. And so if we hit calculate and go down below, we can see the total premium gained was $22, but the ROI that I got, which is the premium relative to how much I had to set aside as collateral in 2 days' time, is 1.05%. So I made $22 With it being a strike price of 21, I had to set aside $2,100 in case I was forced to purchase those shares. So if you ask me, a 1% return in 2 days' time is pretty damn good. SoFi is by far my favorite stock to sell options on, and it has been for quite some time. That's how I've been able to accumulate so many shares. Unfortunately, I sold some covered calls that are pretty deep in the money, though they do have a lot of time between them and now, but I will likely end up selling below the current price. But that's just one of the risks you take when selling covered calls. But regardless, that's how much I made today from selling options. Like I said, please feel free to go check out my site, and if you sell options, see how much you made. Every time I log onto this site at the top here, it shows how many files have been uploaded, how many calculations have been made, and total lines from statements have been processed. And these numbers just keep going up, and it makes me so happy. And I do get suggestions from you guys on what you would like to see, and I do appreciate it, and I hope to keep adding as we go along. So yeah, thank you so much. I hope to see you in a future video.